Om Namah Shivaya. This is Komila, and today we are all gathered together to listen to the Positive Thinking webinar by Swami Sita. It's going to begin in a minute or so. This is brought to you live by shivanandayogafarm.org. And Om Namah Shivaya, Swami Sita, welcome.
Om Namah Shivaya.
And Swami Sita is an international teacher hailing from Vietnam and is a renunciate senior disciple of Swami Vishnudevananda, a great yoga master and peace teacher who was instrumental in bringing the classical yoga to the teachings of the West. So Swami Sita is actually a direct student or a disciple of Swami Vishnudevananda. Swami Sitaramananda has taught yoga, positive thinking, meditation for 30 years and has served as the director of Sivananda Ashram Yoga Farm in Grass Valley, California for more than 18 years. So you can look up the information, as most of you know, from the shivanandayogafarm.org. And the two gurus, the masters who have influenced all our thinkings, Swami Sita's been guided, Swami Sivananda 1887 to 1963, it's great Maha Sadguru. Swami Vishnudevananda became his disciple, and then he came to internationally and set up all the Shivananda Yoga ashrams in his name, centers and ashrams. And Swami Vishnudevananda, 1927 to 1993, and in his guru's voice, he set up the ashram. So the Sivananda Ashram Yoga Farm was founded by Swami Vishnudevananda in 1971. So it's over 40 years ago in Sierra Foothills in Grass Valley, California. It offers daily meditation sessions every morning and evening. But I think more importantly, there are some excellent courses. We'll talk about it after the webinar, but you can do the yoga teacher training, you can do Vedanta philosophy lectures, you can come and do Jyotisha there. There's a conference happening next week. So there's a lot of learning to be done in beautiful surroundings and spiritually enhancing place. If you haven't been there, it is really something that you should plan to visit. So next slide, please. So now we welcome Swami Sitaramananda and to speak on the topic of positive thinking. So Om Namah Shivaya, Swami Sita.
Now, Om Namah Shivaya Komila. So I will start with a prayer. So for blessings and removing of obstacles. So the prayer in Sanskrit. Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambukharashara Bhakshitam Uma Shutam Sukha Vinashakanam Namami Vingeshwara Padam Pankadam Sadananam Kumkumaraktavanam Mahamatim Divyamayura Vahanam Rudrasya Sulam Surasanyanatam Guham Saraham Saranam Prepadiye Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Sri Shivanandaya Te Namam Sri Vishnudevanandaya Te Namam. We also invoke the Guru. This is a traditional teaching of yoga, and the topic is positive thinking, but in a traditional way, in a Vedic way, and a yogic way. So in this webinar, we learn the basic techniques of positive thinking, and we will introduce to you some pointers to practice positive thinking in daily life. So what you need to learn, in order to think positively, you have to understand what thought power is and how to master the thought, and to practice thought transformation, I mean how to change your thoughts. So positive thinking is understanding that everything is an opportunity for growth. Swami Sivananda taught that life is a great opportunity provided by the Lord for his children to evolve into himself. So the great central aim in life is a conscious realization of our oneness with God. So this means that to turn a negative thought and feeling around, we need to consciously see things from the point of view of our oneness with God, and not from our separate individual points of view. Positive thinking is connection to the source of wisdom within. Swami Vishnudevanji said that there is a power and an energy which each person can tap into if he knows that it is available. This force inspires, encourages, reinforces, and gives strength to those who seek to grow in a positive direction. So the explanation why we have difficulty to manage our thought is that we are kind of confused. We live in a multidimensional universe. We experience a subtle reality of thought, and at the same time we experience the gross body in the gross universe. We do not know that what we think upon is what we will become. That's what we become, actually. So if we think of the gross body and the gross universe, we are limited by what we think. So we need to understand that thought is a subtle force, subtle energy, but it is a force. It can build and it can destroy. It's very powerful. So we all need to learn to manipulate these subtle forces in our minds for our own progress and well-being. Negative thinking can be destructive and bring about all kinds of diseases, depression, stress, all kinds of frictions, conflict. So we need to understand a little bit how thought works. Thought vibrates at different wavelengths. Thought is an energy. All thoughts are not of equal value. Some thoughts are of higher vibration, some of lower vibration. Our duty is to increase our vibratory wavelength to the maximum by purifying our mind through appropriate methods of yoga. If our energy is high, our thought will be of a higher frequency automatically. See, thought is all pervasive. We are at all times swimming in an ocean of thought. So you can imagine our thoughts is like the waves in the ocean. And we try to make our way. Sometimes we feel like drowning. And we have to learn how to swim. So, but we live in an environment and we are influenced by all the thoughts around us. So we are not aware. An energy of a place or a thought atmosphere. We are all the time in different places. And we are not aware that the places where we are physically actually carry also the thought atmosphere that is composed of all the thoughts generated there for a very long time. So it is composed of similar dominant thoughts. Dominant means, thought is repeated long time. They become a strong thought. They emanate from that. Example, financial district or big cities generate the thoughts of greed. Shopping centers, where the thoughts of consuming, buy. Red light district generate thoughts of lust. some dangerous neighborhood generate thoughts of fear. So we need to be aware of the thought environment if we want to govern our thoughts. Keep the mind in a healthy environment and choose the company that you are with. That's the awareness will make you become more keen in choosing where you put your mind, your body, and how you be influenced. Like if you take a bath in a dirty, filthy water, you come out dirty and filthy. So if you swim in an ocean of unidentified negative thoughts, you will pick up the energy of the place like picking up a virus. You'll be influenced. So now we need to also understand how it works with us. So the body and the mind is like radio transmitters and receivers. We tune to different thought wavelengths, transmitting thoughts and receiving thoughts of the same nature as our own. Our bodies and minds are like radio. Through yoga, we keep them strong so we can receive and transmit powerful vibrations. So we can help ourselves and others just by maintaining positive thoughts. A student of positive thinking course said to me, okay, so this is lady that told me, before the course, if my husband is down and I feel okay, I have to lower my vibration and happiness in order to be at the same wavelength as him. Now, after she learned about positive thinking, when he's not happy, I remain positive and he becomes positive like me. So she lifts him up just by being positive herself. So positive thought wavelengths are high vibration, higher vibrations. Positive thought wavelengths are more difficult to get because they take more prana. So that's why you wonder why people are not so positive, because it takes a lot of energy and we spend a lot of our energy around. So that's why we don't have enough energy, so our thoughts go down. Negative thought wavelengths are easier to produce because they take less effort. You don't have to do anything in order for you to be negative. But to be positive, it takes effort. That's why it's easier to be negative than positive, because you don't have to do anything. You just relax, complain. So yoga teaching give you, Swami Vishnudevanji gave you these guidelines about how to turn your life around by living a yogic lifestyle that bring about positivity naturally. Okay, so the number one is you need to do yoga postures or asanas. Why? Because it helps moving the prana. So when you do asanas, then you receive the energetic benefit, that is the circulation of the flow of prana. So when you hold the posture and then you release the posture and you move from one posture to another, we are moving the prana, we are unblocking mental blockages, and we restore positivity. So asana is not just working on building your muscles, but actually it's work invisibly on our flow of prana. Prana means energy, and then the energy is directly the quality of our thought. So when the energy moves, then our thought become automatically more positive. But if you practice asana, the yoga, then you need to do it properly. I mean, you need to observe the sequence of the asana. You need to be able to concentrate when you perform the postures, and you need to relax in between the postures, so you don't rush through and, you know, stress out, rush through and nothing happens. So the second point is pranayama, or breathing exercise. How it helps us with our positivity, because when we have more prana, or more vital energy, then we become automatically more positive. So pranayama is a different breathing exercise. It helps to balance and to supply us with new energy. So we do regular breathing exercise like abdominal yogic breath. Sometimes we do the Kapalabhati, the bellow breath that recharges, the shining skull breath. And the most important is the alternate nostril breathing. Because the alternate nostril breathing balances the two hemispheres of the brain. Because you understand that why your thoughts become negative, because sometimes you have an imbalanced personality. Too much of a right brain thinking, you're too much emotional, or too much of left brain thinking, you're too rational. So this will bring about negativity. So that's why you need to correct it by balancing the both flow of breath. So then you automatically experience well-being and centeredness. So you need to do it every day because we can go out of balance very quickly. You can do simple alternate nostril breath 2-3 times a day, 15 minutes, no harm. We should not also learn to make wise choice in our working with our vital energy or prana, so that we increase our prana, we conserve, we don't waste our prana or energy, we learn to balance, and also we need to use our prana properly. That means it's like money, you invest your money, then you get more money. That means if you have energy, you need to use it. Not hoarding it, but use it selflessly, use it in a manner that it will give you back energy. So all this is part of the yogic teaching, how to use energy, but how to recharge yourself simply. You can spend time in retreat, and most importantly, we need to limit our outgoing senses. Too much activity, because all this will bring us down. Our thoughts will become negative because the energy are being spent and you don't know how to recharge. And we can offer selfless service as a way to rekindle our energy and positivity. So the point number 3 in the 5-point yogic lifestyle is conscious relaxation, savasana. We need to relax in order to remove the stress in the mind, and this automatically will restore your positivity. So we need to understand the 3 levels of relaxation. One is the physical relaxation, when there is no tension in the body. So when you stretch and move, then it helps the physical relaxation. The mental relaxation, when your mind is concentrated. When the mind is distracted, then you have mental stress. When you have too many choices, you have mental stress. When the mind is concentrated on something positive, because if you concentrate on something negative, like you obsess about something, then that also is not helping. So the concentration of the holding the mind steady on one point and less distraction of the mind need to be accompanied by the discrimination, means the choosing of what you're going to think about. But you can also think about the breath. You focus on your breath. Be aware of your breath. That is the easiest way to bring back the mental relaxation. And the 3rd level is spiritual relaxation, when you develop more faith and also more knowledge. So the main cause of stress that create a lot of negativity are the failure to adapt. I mean, somehow we get rigid. We identify with the circumstances, with the way how we think, how things should be. And when things change, we cannot adapt. And then we fight with it. We lose prana. Also, another reason of stress is our existential unresolved questions. I mean, our spiritual ignorance that makes us don't quite understand what is the purpose of life, what is death, what's the nature, what is the relationship with God, what is our purpose in life. All these questions called existential questions, if it's not resolved, then you'll be stressed, then you'll be somehow losing energy and not be able to be positive as much as you can be. So relaxation allows you to recharge and sink deep inside. Okay, so again we repeat, physical letting go brings awareness that you are not the body. When you are able to completely relax, it frees your mind from concerns and anxieties. It helps you to get in touch with your inner peace. So the point number 4 is a proper diet and a proper lifestyle that allows you to eat properly, because this will lift you up. The food that you eat will give you the prana, and with it the positive thinking. That wholesome and organic food at regular intervals that is easily digestible and full of life force. Avoid substances like drugs, cigarettes, intoxicants, which will clog the energy channels and create damage to your energy system. An unwholesome diet contributes to an unsteady, distracted, and weak state of mind. So sometimes we feel weak, negative, so we need to, perk ourselves, and we go and drink coffee and then reach out for sweet, But this is not going to help you. So that's why it says take some time to slowly learn about different kind of food and how to eat a healthy, wholesome meal. Really change your life, change the nature of your thoughts. The point number 5 is meditation. So you need to insert a little meditation in your daily life, because meditation calms you down, it connects you, and helps you to be positive. Meditation recharges and purifies the thoughts. So normally we have all kinds of thoughts, but in the meditative and the silent mind, you feel reconnected with your purpose and God. So your thoughts become uplifted and cleansed. So set the time for your meditation practice. You need to condition your mind to let go, past, present, future, and all ideas who you are, what you're doing. Practice regularly meditation without expectation, without fear, without judgment that I'm good or bad, or it has effect or not. Just do it every day. Just sit quiet, your thought down, and focus your attention on the name of the divine, or your ideal, or your beloved, so that you can become merged with it. So to prepare for meditation, in your daily life, you need to keep your mind concentrated, live a simple life. So all these are prerequisites of a yogic lifestyle that will bring about your natural tendency to be positive. Now, let's keep thinking about thought, what it is. The nature of thought is what you think is what you become. You create your destiny through your thoughts. You attract thoughts to you of a similar nature and repel other thoughts. That's why it's so important for us to take care of the health of our mind, our thoughts. If you think that I'm strong, you become strong. If you think that I'm weak, you become weak. So you need to be positively thinking about yourself. So take responsibility for your thoughts. You are the one that can change your thoughts. And also you understand that thought has influence. So you want to uplift your environment that you live in, uplift the people that you live with, because it will help you to uplift yourself. So it's like, do not throw trash around, pollute environment. So do not throw negative thoughts around and pollute the thought atmosphere. because you contribute into the negative thinking of all. So think that you are not a victim. Know that you can create a sustainable positive life for yourself by practicing yoga and meditation and positive thinking. Okay, so 3 ways to practice yoga and meditation will wake you up. And sometimes the energy goes down, thoughts go down. So wake you up, will give you inspiration. And then when you get agitated, then also this kind of practice will calm you down. So you need to be aware, awake, and calm. And then you would, in that clarity, in that state of balance, you realize your blessings. Because you already have inside of you everything. Okay, so now we can practice the 5 points lifestyle, and we keep ourselves maintain a certain positivity, but sometimes things can go wrong, or some challenge might come, which we say is an opportunity for you to turn it into something positive and learn something new. So we need to equip ourselves with some tools, yeah, so we can put in our toolbox of positivity. So in case of emergency, you can deal with it. Okay, why? Because positive thought is now. What that means? It means that thought is very fast, and you have to switch your thoughts very fast, and you have to train yourself. Do not wait for an ideal situation to come for you to become positive. But you always in that state when you say, I'll become positive when this will happen. But meanwhile, you maintain this hankering, this restlessness, this anxiety that makes that you are not positive. And that thing that you want might not happen. So that's why we say positive thought is now. That means you need to deal with it now. So you need to let go of expectation and preconceived idea about yourself and others. That will help. You learn to turn all situations into blessings and realize that all is perfect and no one is to blame. Okay, so that is important. No one is to blame. All in fact is perfect. Even though we might not see that situation as perfect, the moment when we experience it, but in reality it's all the time perfect, and it is an opportunity for us to realize it when we are not quite in that positive state of mind. So remember that life brings you exactly what you need and not what you desire. So when you have negative thoughts in mind, remember that you are the prime victim. Well, sometimes you have negative thoughts and we indulge in it. We think that, you know, if I keep hating somebody, then I revenge myself. But it's wrong thinking, because you are the prime victim. You are the one that pollute your thought. Negative thought will afflict you, the thinker, first, because it drains your prana, your energy, separate you from others, occupy your consciousness, and prevent you from enjoying the peace of your soul. They make you sick, keep you in a sort of prison of your own negativity. So you need to take care of the problem immediately. It's urgent. You can be your own doctor or paramedic. Thought is fast, and negative thoughts can be triggered without warning. Why the negative thought can be triggered? Because it's already there in the back of your consciousness, your mind. So that's why something external might happen, but it will pull up all these negative thoughts that are already sitting there. Therefore, because thought is fast, you need to take care of it yourself immediately, like an emergency. Nobody can help you. Of course, you have supportive friend and it will help to sort out things, but very often time you're alone because you have to deal with your own thoughts, and it's fast, it's overwhelming. So the techniques of positive thinking, you have to equip your first aid kit. And you need to understand that there are different methods to deal with any negative situation or thought. Just like a first aid kit, an emergency doctor, a paramedic, you have different tools or medicine to respond to any emergency. And you have to try different things. Sometimes we try our favorite way and it doesn't work, and we keep being negative and we say it doesn't work, we get despondent. But we have to know that it's just the mind, and there's different way how to approach the mind and the thoughts. So you need to allow yourself to explore alternatives and different attitudes. Do not get stuck in one way of reacting. You have to know at the bottom of at the back of your mind, you have to know ultimately thoughts are not you and thoughts are changeable. Okay? So habitual way of reacting means your personality. And you identify with your personality. That's why the habitual way of reacting just keep coming back. But you need to allow yourself to explore other ways. You need to allow yourself to change. And this is a great opportunity to expand your horizon and your knowledge of yourself. Okay, so you're ready? We're going to do the first aid kit toolbox now. Number one is replace the negative thought with its opposite thought. Okay, so that's the first tool. If you feel something negative, you need to know the opposite. For example, fear, you replace it with courage. You think of courage. But then the tendency, the mind will go back to the negative thought. But you have to keep thinking the opposite thought. Then it will even out. Every thought will have its how do you call it? The counter thought. So anger, you can replace it with, because anger comes from desire. You can replace it with non-attachment, of letting go of the desire. Hatred, you replace with love. Attachment, you replace with detachment. Grief, you replace with acceptance. Desire, we replace with contentment. So you kind of have to learn about these different thoughts so that you know them and you can replace by the opposite. And you practice a long time, so you can have it as a tool. So number two, the thought that you can keep in your toolbox, or the method, is when the negative thought happens, you don't buy into it. You watch it, you know it. It's not like you repress it or you deny it, but you apply a meditation technique of not identifying with it. Be indifferent. Be detached, in other words. Yeah, the moment the thought appears, you observe it with detachment, not identifying with it, not losing yourself with it, and you let it go. You do not dwell on it. And the number three is you can also sublimate your thought. Sublimation means to use up the energy for something positive and higher. That means you transform that energy for something positive. You turn the negative thoughts into less harmful thoughts. You channel your thoughts and you refocus and redirect the energy. Now you know how it works. It's like, for example, if you feel like nobody loves you and you become negative, you can go and sing, positive love song. For example, devotional song. You keep singing about this, about love, then all this energy of negativity can be transformed immediately into this positive energy of love. Or if you feel that you don't like your job, then you also can go and try to find some kind of positive activity or positive work, selflessly, even if you don't receive pay, something that would help you to express your talents, or like you feel, you know, helpful, and then it would become positive, so that negative energy that comes from spending time working something you don't like can be channeled into a positive work. So like this, sublimation is like channeling. Number 4 is positive visualization. So you need to know that the mind function will, you know, it absorb very quickly all the image around. So you need to have a mental image of yourself endowed with the positive quality that you seek. And you keep visualizing you visualize the virtue that you seek in a symbolic ideal, a symbolic image. So you have, for example, in yoga, in Bhakti Yoga, and they give you all the different kind of choices of ideal. For example, you know, Lakshmi, in this picture here, Lakshmi, the goddess of love and prosperity. Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and wisdom. Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. So you can visualize this image that carry with it the positive vibration, and you love it. You nurture and cultivate the relationship with the divine through this form, long time, so you can bring back this memory when you need. And you know, so what I'm saying is the power of the mind that works with visualization. If you want to see that you become a patient, loving person, then you have to be able to visualize, I mean, see in terms of image, yourself walking nicely, smiling, radiating, you know, love, and, you know, walking slowly, like this. You have to visualize yourself, and then you become. And the other way is positive affirmation. That means now you use words. You repeatedly self-affirm with positive words, like taking regular doses of medicine and vitamins to prevent the reoccurrence of habitual thoughts. Consciously repeat the opposite thought to yourself. So our mind is very peculiar. So we have this negative kind of formula thoughts in our mind. So you have to be observant and even write them down. So we become familiar and objectively, consciously see the band of our negative mind. And then you can actually reformulate it positively, to turn it around positively, and make it a sentence, and then you can keep practicing repeating it daily, you know, 2-3 times a day, or, you know, take the time to just keep repeating, because the nature of the mind, what you think, it will repeat itself and it will become stronger. Swami Sivananda gave you a formula. I am becoming better and better every day in every way. If you repeat this sentence, for example, 3 times, 10 times a day, you know, it cannot harm you. It will just help you. So learn a few positive affirmation words and just keep repeating it throughout the day, because thought is fast. So the other thing is that the way how we become negative is when our mind is distracted and confused. So we need to learn concentration. Concentration will bring calmness to the mind and clarity to the mind. So we focus the mind on positive thoughts only when you concentrate. You keep the mind engaged at all times, doing something that you love, you like, thinking of something you love, you like. A distracted mind is a source of negativity. Because what that means, it means that your mind will always, you know, not be able to commit, and always try to find something better to distract itself, or looking for happiness in objects externally. So that's the problem. Our mind is not concentrated, so it's not strong, so it goes down. Swami Sivananda say, and idle mind is the devil's workshop. So don't keep your mind empty even on holidays or on your weekends. Yeah, you might change a different activity, like read a nice book or take a nice walk, you know, or visit friends, but still try to keep the mind positively focused. Otherwise, it go down. It go down quickly. The seventh tool that you can put in your toolbox is Swami Sivananda and his disciple doing a contest, a laughing contest. He say that cheerfulness, the sense of humor, you know, don't take yourself too seriously. Laugh at yourself, and if you can laugh at something, let's say you have some kind of dramatic idea in the mind or something that aggravates you and you are really stuck with it, try to step out of the state of mind and laugh at it. You know, have a sense of humor. If you'll be able to laugh at it, the worst is over. Okay, so take things lightly. Seriously, but lightly. So the other thing they put in your toolbox is what I call guerrilla techniques, means the idea that, you know, you need to change one thought at a time. Yeah, steady, but one thought at a time. If not, you might overwhelm yourself. Be careful of your impatience and the tendency to want to change everything at once. It might lead to setbacks and disappointment. So it's every day you can change one thought from negative to positive. You must be very happy that I have changed one negative thought to positive thought. I'm successful. Yeah, but you cannot just imagine that you would change your life, turn your life all around completely all at once. Okay? So change the thought slowly, one at a time. Go on with business as usual. What that means? Yeah, that means just say everything is positive, but this thing is need to be improved, and I improve in this, and I go on. So there is the tendency is that we re-question ourselves so much. Yeah, we beat ourselves up because we are negative. We expect ourselves to be positive, and then we beat ourselves up when it doesn't happen. And then at that time, you become even more negative. Okay, so you need to accept yourself. When you feel so, but you need to, at that time, need to encourage yourself. See how great you are, or how you have overcome a lot to come to today. Encourage yourself, and then you'll be able to pick up, and then your mind become more positive. And then when you become positive, the tendency, we take it for granted and we forget to work on ourselves. So then at that time, you need to, when you are positive, you have the capacity and you have the prana to change, then at that time, go back and try to improve something. So these are the different strategies that you can adopt. So now, you need to understand that thought never come alone. It comes with associate thoughts, associate friends. Okay? So be aware that negative thought never come alone. One negative thought will invite many friends of same nature to bring you down. So sometimes you become negative on one thing, and then you start to become negative in everything. So if you think of, when you are negative, I would say that try to think of 3 things positive. Then these 3 things positive will be able to carry also their associate thoughts. And then you'll be able to change. Yeah? So know that thought do not come alone. Okay, chanting kirtan changes your mood. Mantra have the power to change negative vibrations to positive ones. So this is the science of mantra, yeah, which is pure sound formula. But kirtan is chanting this mantra. It's like washing your mind with soap. Learn some kirtan all the time and put it in the back of your mind as a tool in your toolbox. So when you are in a situation that is, you know, you are kind of moody, you don't know what to think, you are doing something like going on an elevator, walking in the parking lot, things like this, that is not necessarily inspiring, then at that time, switch your mind into some kind of inner chant that you can chant, so you can keep it going. But the best is yoga and meditation. When you are negative, go and do a yoga session, or sit and calm your mind and focus your mind. Why? Because it helps you to connect with your beautiful self. Okay? So this asana, pranayam, to help you to tune to yourself. So now, the last thing is, don't wait until the negative thoughts come and visit you, and you know, and you think, oh, something happened on that day. But you need to know that you need to be proactively working on your positive virtue. Okay? For example, you can give a plan for yourself. On Monday, you practice detachment. Monday is the moon. Moon is changing, moon is attached, the mind, the emotions. So on Monday, you practice detachment. On Tuesday, Mars. You practice courage. On Wednesday, you might like to practice compassion. On Thursday, you might like to practice faith. Yeah? Thursday is Jupiter day, the guru, the teacher. On Friday say is the day of Venus, so we might want to go and spend our money. So that time, spend it positively by doing charity. On Saturday, the day of Saturn, so Saturn is low, so you learn to practice patience. On Sunday, practice forgiveness, like the sun. So I just gave some example, but you can create your own formula. And the idea is you have to keep in mind certain positive thoughts that you want to cultivate, because what you think of is what you become. If you don't think of these positive qualities, then they will not come to you. So in the preparation of our mind and equipping ourselves with thoughts that are positive, we can take some examples of thoughts that might come from the school of thought of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is the yoga of selfless service. So I give you a few sentences that you might like to keep in your toolbox. For example, Gandhiji say, the best way to find yourself is lose yourself in the service of others. So that's Karma Yoga. Mother Teresa say, I'm a little pencil in the hand of a writing god who is sending a love letter to the world. How sweet it is. So she feels that she's instrument. So this is the kind of heart that we can equip ourselves, is to feel that we are all the time the instrument to some higher force, to the divine, that you are serving the divine, that you are not just a big ego doing things for yourself. So you can say something like, it's not about me, I'm here to serve. I'm doing my duty. I do the best I can. Let's say people criticize your work and you feel negative, or people, you know, somehow your work is being destroyed, then you just have to think, I'm doing my duty. I do the best I can, and I offer the results of my actions to God. I mean, at that time, you know, if it worked out well, fine. If it doesn't work out well, you're fine too. So you're not going to go beat yourself up because things do not turn out the best way. So you have the attitude of Karma Yoga. I do the best you can, but I offer. I'm only the instrument. So this can come handy if you practice this selfless attitude to your action. And the Bhakti Yoga attitude means the school of thought of yoga that is the devotional school of thought or approaches that says that, you know, the divine is there, all pervading everywhere, and loves you, and you just have to surrender. So you say, it's not my will, it is God's will. I surrender to God's will. Like the kitten, the cat, they are very relaxed. They can surrender. They know how to. Everything happens all the time for the best. So you think like this. You put this in your toolbox. Sometimes situations happen and you have no clue and you become so negative because you are not able to accept it. So you have to learn to somehow switch your thinking and saying everything happens all the time for the best. It's not my will, it's God's will, and I surrender. Or you say there is always a good reason for things to happen the way they do. Or you say, you know, it is the Divine Mother, she's doing it, and she's perfect and beautiful, and I accept it. Then you learn to let go and let God. There's other kind of attitude that you can develop, and the kind of thought that you can, you know, practice that come from the philosophical school of thought. When you know that everything is changing anyway, and you are not this personality or this ego, you can say to yourself, you know, why I get so upset? I am not this. I am not this emotion. I'm not this situation. I'm not this anger. I'm not this personality. I am the silent witness. That means you take the position of being the observer, being the silent witness that never change. Situation change, you don't identify with it, you step back, you are the observer. You are the awareness. So you also, from that point of view of detachment, you also can say, this is not real. When something happens, you can say, this is unreal. But truly, philosophically, not just like talking on top of your head. Yeah, this is not real means it's not the absolute. It changes. So it's like a movie. These two shall pass. This is very powerful thought. These two shall pass. The most difficult time when you find yourself in a negative situation, oftentimes you think that it will last forever. And then you sink deeper and deeper into the despair. But you can say, this too shall pass. Everything changes. Even the negative situation will change. Things will alleviate itself. We are one. So this in that Vedantic philosophy school of thought, which is the yoga philosophy, we base our thinking on the idea that everything is one. There is no other. There is nobody out there that creates problem to you. Everybody is your own self. Even though you might not feel so, but philosophically you need to adopt this frame of mind or remind yourself that everybody is your own self. Even the person that just do something or say something hurtful to you, yeah, so you will not, you know, be so upset. Let's say I'm raising my hand to scratch my head, and somehow I poke my eye by accident. I'm not going to be so upset and you know, clap my hand and say, you poke my eye, because it's my own body. So you have to think like this. Everyone is that one self. So you cannot be upset. Or you can say, I am in you and you are in me. Or you can say, I see my own self in you. Let's say somebody is negative. Yeah, they have some kind of difficult attitude. Then you have to put yourself in the person. You say, I am your own self. I've been there. Before I was also like this. You know, limited and narrow-minded and so on, but I have changed. So I understand you. I empathize with you. So that will make you feel better. And you can say also, I am what I think is separated from me. So the problem in life that we feel separated. We feel alienated from others, from ourselves. So then you have to assert that I am that thing that I feel that is separated from me. I am that. You include that in your life. And then you also can think like, I am like the drop in the ocean that is identical with the ocean itself. That means, you know, always reach out to that feeling of oneness. And the waves in the ocean will not say, I'm my unique wave different than the other. Because in fact, it's all one body of water. So, and you can also think, love thy neighbor as thyself. That means, you know, you love your neighbor, that means whoever, doesn't matter, as your own self. It's myself. And you feel also that names are many, but God is one. You know, different names, different people, different forms, but in essence, there is only oneness. The path are many, but truth is one. I think this is very helpful, because very often time, from your point of view, your ego and your personality, you cannot understand how, you cannot understand and interpret the action of another. So then you are quick to judge and, you know, get into conflict. But if you understand that the paths are many, the person is somehow work themselves out, and by the grace of God, God also is with them. So then you are not judging. You accept their path to be different, but the truth is one. There's only one truth. And then you can also affirm yourself, you know, your absolute nature, your essential nature. It's good to be reminded, because we are so lost in our ocean of different thoughts that we try to work out. But we need to have a background of these thoughts. We need to remind ourselves that in reality, I am, my real self, I am, the core of myself is Satchidananda, or existence absolute. I mean, nothing come, nothing go. I'm always there. So I'm not threatened. I'm not losing anything. Nothing can be added to my existence or can be taken away. So I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of change. I'm existence absolute. I'm knowledge absolute. That means I know everything from inside. So there is nothing alienated from me. Why? Because I'm the consciousness itself in everything. So therefore I know I exist. I'm alive. I'm awake. Because when you know something, you become alive. And in all situations, and bliss absolute means I'm not missing anything. I'm not sad. I'm not separated. I'm not losing. I'm happiness. That happiness that I'm looking outside, in fact, is my own self. That is bliss absolute. Okay, so repeat, create to yourself different sentences. Like, I'm not alone. I'm one with all. So when you feel lonely, you see, you say, because the ego is there, so you feel lonely because you identify with your separate kind of characteristics instead of thinking of oneness. So I am free. Assert yourself, I'm free. Swami Sivananda say, real freedom is freedom from the bonds of karma. That means your karmic tendency, your mental patterns. From egoism, that means the identification with this separate idea. Freedom from desires, that means from the point of view of not knowing the truth of ourselves, we always project different ideas externally. So we run after, we desire different things that never satisfy us. That's why we become more restless. So you want to be free from this, free from thoughts, from likes and dislikes, from the emotional swing. Real freedom is identification with the Supreme Self. So when I realize I am the consciousness in all things, I am one. I identify with the Supreme Self, Supreme Truth. At that time, I am free. So you need to develop a philosophical bent of mind, study Vedanta philosophy, so that you can be reminded about the true nature of things, so that from this background of truth, of thinking, it's easier to have a perspective toward our reality, our day-to-day reality, and the negative thoughts that might assail us in our day-to-day life. And assert yourself, all is at all times perfect. So this is the background of thought that I talked about. Yeah, that realization that in fact, if I step back, everything at all times is perfect. Just I did not see it, that's all. So you pray for the world. May the whole world attain peace and harmony. The prayer in Sanskrit. May I be led from darkness to light, and how everything is perfect. Everything is full and perfect. I say in Sanskrit, Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mritu mam amritam gamaya. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnaida Shatem Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishatem. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace to my own self, peace to all my connections, and peace to the whole world. So that's it. We see you again another time. So we hope that this presentation gave you some insight and inspiration to start the first steps in the right direction. One more teaching, so please consider to come to the ashram and take some life course, because there's nothing most powerful than the real life positive energy. For the upcoming courses at the ashram, there's many, so you can go to the website and check. www.shivanandayogafam.org. But this upcoming week we have the Vedic Knowledge Integration Forum, which is the the traditional knowledge of oneness and the self, yeah, through the different sciences of Jyotish, of Tantra, of yoga, of Vedanta, and we have many famous and very wonderful teacher that will be there. Acharya David Frawley, Shambhavi, Bulavasi, Andrew Foss, Komila Satan, Komila that is talking to us now, he will be there. Dr. Suhas, Ayurvedic doctor, Manoj Chalam, talking about Vedanta, Yoga Lila, talking about Ayurveda, and Pandit Samavedula, who will do a series of rituals and tantric rituals and mantra. So this Labor Day weekend, so it's still time to come. And we have also the celebration of the temple of Lord Krishna birthday on 28th of August. And the most important thing, if you want to learn to change your thought, and I know that everything being presented is a lot to it, and we don't know how to start. But if you can consider to take 1 month of your life to come and take the yoga teacher's training course, not necessarily to become a yoga teacher, but to really learn yoga in depth in daily life, and then you will be able to have a feeling how all this work together. So please come visit the ashram. You can go and apply as a guest, as a student, and we'll be happy to be there for you. The teacher's training course is also in Taiwan in December, in Vietnam next year. I have been going and teaching regularly, also outside of California, and this is the date of the next year, next webinar, October 5th 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the topic is yogic guidelines to alleviate suffering. Okay, yogic guidelines to alleviate suffering. That's the next topic. So, Formula, back to you.
Okay, Swami Sita, I'm just seeing there's some questions. Are there any questions for Swami Sita? I wanted to just say that thank you so much for being there in our homes to elevate us with all the thoughts of positive thinking, and certainly gave me many ideas myself how to improve myself, and the fact that we are all a project in making, so to improve ourselves, to have higher thoughts, it leads to so much more peace of mind. And this ability of the webinar to bring you into our homes, this is really good and wonderful. And I would encourage everybody to to come to the ashram as well. And part of coming to the ashram is also that all the energy there supports you to calm your mind down. So if you're doing a course and you're developing your inner strength, but we are, this program of webinars, the next one is on 5th of October on yogic guidelines to elevate suffering. So, it's a free webinar, but if you can donate something towards it, then that is good, because it helps us to support the ashram, and that would be very good. So, Swamiji, I think there are no questions.
I think the date, actually, I think the date of October 5th needs to be changed.
Yeah.
I just realized, yeah, I will be in Canada at that time.
Yeah.
So we'll announce the date.
Okay.
But it will be in October somehow.
Okay, because you're 12th, you're starting the teacher training course. So maybe we can decide on a Sunday, or later you can let me know.
Okay, very good. I will
Okay.
let you know, and I'll let our friends and students know.
Yeah.
The October will not be the right date, unless I do it from Canada.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can think about that. And okay, everybody, and thank you so much for your participation. And Swamiji, thank you for giving your words of wisdom to all of us today. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Komila. Om Om.
Om.